But do you know this dish? This is pasta alla Zozzona. I strongly recommend you watch this video and then you'll understand why. But how did Zozzona come about? You should know that this recipe combines 3 very ancient traditional Roman dishes. But what are these 3 recipes? Now I'll give you a hint. All 3 have guanciale as their main ingredient. While you think about this, I'll start cutting the guanciale, removing the rind. Così. And I cut the guanciale into strips. This guanciale is so beautiful, oh my. Obviously you can cut it however you like, but I do it this way. I cut it into strips, so I'm going to break up the guanciale a little more. Like this, see? Here we go. Really nice. What a smell. And here's the guanciale. It's all cut up. And we put it here in a bowl. And we set it aside. Have you figured out what the 3 recipes are that make up Zozzona? I think so. But I'll give you another clue. These 3 recipes have grated pecorino romano and pepper in common. Before we start cooking, we've already revealed the first recipe, which is the griscia, maybe the oldest one, okay? It's made with guanciale, pecorino, and a pinch of pepper. And now to the stove. Pan on the stove, guanciale in. And that's it. And that's it. No oil, no butter. We let the guanciale brown in its own fat, nice and slowly, okay? Don't let it burn. While the guanciale cooks gently, I'll give you another ingredient for the second recipe, and that's the tomato. What do we get if we add tomato, guanciale, pecorino, and pepper? Obviously a nice amatriciana, right? So this is the second recipe that goes into our Zozzona. Okay? In the meantime, let's turn our guanciale over. As you can see, it's releasing its fat. Please, make sure to let it melt slowly. What a wonderful smell. Oh my goodness. As you can see, the guanciale is becoming shiny and translucent. This is how it will release its fat. Please, make sure not to let it burn. For this recipe, I'm using peeled tomatoes. Of course, each of you will decide according to your own taste. Peeled tomatoes, chopped tomatoes, or tomato puree, whatever you prefer and have available. However, I do recommend them because they taste much better. But we need to do one thing. These tomatoes need to be broken up like this by hand. The result will be magnificent. Here we go. The guanciale is ready. Let's pour in the tomatoes. Let's stir. Che profumo. A pinch of salt. Remember, just a pinch, then taste it afterwards. If you see that it needs a bit more, add some. Otherwise, if you put too much, you'll end up with salty pasta, a salty dish, and we don't want that. That's fine. Let's cover it and let it cook for as long as needed. Almost 40 minutes have passed and my sauce is ready. You see how nice and thick it is. What a wonderful smell, guys. Now, in the meantime, I've put the water on the stove. I'm adding the salt, just a little. Be careful with the salt, please. And let's add the pasta. As you can see, I'm using mezze maniche rigate, even though tradition calls for rigatoni, but this is the same, just a little bit smaller. Of course, penny is fine too, anything works. At this point, let's add the pasta. While the pasta is cooking, now I'll reveal the last ingredient of the final recipe that makes up our pasta alla Zozzona. What is it? It's the egg yolk. So with the guanciale, the egg yolk, the pecorino, and a bit of pepper, what are we going to make? Carbonara. And these are the three dishes that come together to make our pasta alla Zozzona. The pasta is ready, we drain it and pour it into this amazing sauce. Let's give it a first stir. How delicious. A nice toss, as I like to say. Okay, now let's turn off the stove. And now we focus on preparing the creamy egg mixture with pecorino cheese. Let's pour it in. Some pecorino cheese. We start mixing everything into the egg. Why did I do that? Because now we're going to let the temperature of the pasta drop a little so we can add the egg. I add a bit of pasta water to the egg, mix again, and add more cheese. Perfect. Let's add a bit of pepper. Of course, the pepper is optional. You can add as much as you want if you want to add it. If you don't want to add it, then don't, as I always say. And now let's pour everything over our pasta. Let's mix and toss everything together. How beautiful. Look, Francesco, look, what a sight and what an aroma. Okay, so I'll add a little more pepper, just a little, because we like it. Actually, Aunt Franca likes pepper. We like pepper, so one last toss, and here it is. Oh my, how beautiful. Look. And here it is, a nice little sauce. And the pasta alla Zozzona is ready to be enjoyed. And I'm going to enjoy it. Oh my, how delicious. What a sight. Dearest friends, I thought this pasta would be good because honestly, it's the first time I'm tasting it. But I can guarantee you that it's truly amazing. That's why it became so viral on social media. Enjoy your meal. It's a good pasta alla Zozzona for everyone. Really, you have to try it. I send you a kiss and I'll keep enjoying this delicious pasta alla Zozzona.